Alrighty, welcome back to the D&Z Show.
For the 6th installment.
Yes, number 6.
I am Z.
I'm D, otherwise known as Dan or Daniel.
I am
That's-
Zachariah.
Yes, Zephaniah.
Zephaniah.
Zerubbabel.
Zoomy Zoomerton.
Yes. Or Zexy.
No, we're not good. As you can notice, I'm in the big boy chair.
It's actually Zarek. Yeah, he's like...
I
I had to adjust my mic and the camera just to get everything situated because his chair is so wide because he insists on doing this in a freaking lazy boy chair.
Boy, but I had a long day at work. Okay,
Oh, shut up.
I have to relax.
You
Boy,
sort mail into mailboxes.
Okay, well, I walk a lot.
Poor you.
And let's point out.
You get cardio as part of your job.
Yeah, shut up. The past 5 episodes, I've been sitting in this rock hard wooden chair right here. What have you been sitting on? This
A
cushion.
wooden chair.
No, with
a
cushion.
slight cushion on it. Slight.
Slight is all the difference.
Whatever. But you are now banished to that rock hard wooden chair for the next 10 episodes.
Oh, to it. I thought you meant from it. Like, okay.
No, to it.
To it. Okay, well. Nah, because this is the one that we're going to get all our viewers back just because of the chair.
Oh, yeah. The chair is going to win the day for us.
Our goal.
Consequently, if you do like us and listen to us, please share us so our viewership doesn't continue to plummet.
Yeah, because we just looked at the... I cannot say the word.
The numbers.
Yeah, the numbers.
Statistics.
That works too.
Yes.
We just
The
looked
cold, hard facts
They
in the
suck.
light of day.
They really suck.
We actually started with some good momentum, and, it kind of ebbed and flowed, valleys
Which we
and peaks.
expected.
Right, but we're bouncing right back up there. But the last week has just been a...
So we need all the DZers to come together and share this. And you know
Yes.
what would help?
You faithful few.
To get started on Facebook.
We are on Facebook, but I do need to, and I will. And
Facebook is where all the old people
We
are
need
at.
to start sharing too, and get our Twitter up. Get our Twitter up. We need to share our nuggets of wisdom. I know everybody out there is dying to hear what is in our heads
So
in 144 characters or less.
to recap, we need to do a lot more than you guys, but you guys still have some weight to it.
We're gonna do it together. It'll
Okay.
be the DZ Army.
DZ.
Yes, we're
Bro.
stronger together than we are apart. That's our motto.
No, we should probably vote on one. I don't think you could decide that.
But I just did.
Bro, this chair is so comfy right now.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm ready to do a 3-hour podcast.
3-hour tour. Yeah. That what happened? You kind of seem like a chameleon or
I
something
need this
going for some food. Wait, hold on.
Thanks, my guy. Okay,
You're welcome, my boy.
how are you today?
Pretty good. I actually had a long day at work.
Bro,
The past couple of days we have had state
are you being workist right now?
workist.
Mm-hmm.
You mean a laborist? / somebody that actually works for a living and finds it insulting when someone who has an easy job complains.
I don't have
Just messing.
No, I have an easy job
I'm
for
being
sure.
A little condescending. So I apologize. But no, so I am the maintenance director at a small nursing home. And there were unfortunately some complaints. Not in my department, mind you. So state inspectors came in all day yesterday and all day today, which I had worked long days early in the week. And so I was supposed to, not just, you don't get to, but I have to, for hours wise, kind of cut down. Because our weeks go from Thursdays to Wednesdays. So tomorrow's the last day in our, as far as like the pay period goes and whatever for our work. And so normally I have to do like 7-hour days, but I've actually been doing like 9 and 10 hour. So the paycheck will be a little nicer, but also have to run around and do all kinds of stuff, as well as I've been helping out like every other department. So
Wow, poor you.
I mean, it's okay.
Here's
For
this.
short periods of time, it's okay. But just saying, man who did a lot of work.
What was the weirdest job you've ever had? Do you have a weird one?
Coolest? Well, the oddest or whatever would be commercial fishing in Alaska.
Oh, that's pretty rad.
Yeah, I actually spent a summer several years ago.
You catch any fish?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like yay big?
Yay big, yes.
Oh, this is a podcast about 3 feet long. You have to describe it.
Yeah, we went fishing for what's called red salmon, and otherwise known as sockeye salmon. Sockeye. But we caught a few king salmon. I think probably the biggest one that we caught is about a 30-pounder. Probably closer to like 4 feet long, I'd say.
Wow.
Yeah. But no, that was a good time. It was fun. It was cold. But I mean, not the whole time. It was pretty decent. Although there was one day when we were out on the water, and it was in the middle of July, and it was 30 degrees.
You had your first kiss?
What?
You had your first kiss?
By a fish.
It seemed like Shape of Water.
She was beautiful. That mermaid girl. No. Unfortunately, no beautiful women came out of the water and kissed me. Mostly just really cold salt water spraying in my face.
So what about this day that you were describing?
Well, just that it was the middle of July and 30 degrees outside.
Oh, okay.
It was a little, but you have the water spraying, like, because the boat's going through the water, so the water's spraying in your face, and yeah, it was a fun time. No, but overall, it was really cool. We're on a not really big boat. It was like 32 feet, because that's the biggest the boat could be. And we were on the Aleutian chain, which is just like, if you have Alaska, it's like Canada's right here, Alaska's kind of beside it, and it has like a chain of islands that kind of kicks out like a little boot. If you look at a map, and that's called the Aleutian Islands, and like kind of towards the top of them is where I was. It was in a region called Bristol Bay. And there's 5 rivers.
Bristol.
There, and the rivers are like they empty right into the ocean, into the Bristol Bay. And the river that I was on was Ekagik.
Sounds like
all the native names are like kind of funny like that. Like, I can't remember all of them, but there is Ekagik, Naknek, Ugashik.
That sounds like Popeye.
Togiak, and I can't remember the other one. Yeah. Well, it's funny because the native Alaskans, which are like fairly similar to like Eskimos or whatever, they all have underbites, so they talk like this. And there was one guy, he said, I like my women big, 'cause they're warmth in the winter and shade in the summer. That's warmth in the winter and shade in the summer.
I think everyone could understand you.
Okay, I just didn't know. It was
it's not like you're like holding.
It was kind of funny. And fun fact, they're like, it's illegal for, not that I would, it's illegal for us to like kill seals. Like, and they would wait until we got them. We had what's called a gill net. So I don't know the easiest way to, but it's not like what you would think of, like where you put a net and you kind of like bundle up fish. That is a certain kind of fishing. But we had gill nets, which they would stand like a wall in the water, and it would have holes in them. And the fish would go, and they get their heads through, but then they get stuck right around their gills. And we pull it in. There's a certain technique to pick the fish out, and we have these holes in the bottom of the boat that we throw the fish in. But the seals were lazy, and they didn't want to hunt their own fish, so they would wait until we got fish stuck in there, and they just pick them off out of the net like before we could reel it all in, because we could only reel it in as fast as we could take them out. And so they kind of pissed me off.
Would you go back to this job? Or you had enough?
I would, as an isolated thing, I would, but I don't really want to like hurt my career by just taking like a couple months off.
Well, I meant if you were in this current career.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind it at all. It was fun. It was pretty cool. To be able to do it again would actually be pretty neat. And fun fact, the guys that own the boats, they'll do it for like a couple months a year and then pretty much make enough money to survive the rest of the year. They don't make like amazing money, but they'll make like 60,000-70,000 in a month or two.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah, and then they'll just do like a little bit of side work, maybe as like a carpenter or something, just whenever they feel like the rest of the year. So it's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, the seals do that, but like we could kind of like try to shoot them away or scare them away or something, but we weren't allowed killing them. But if you are a native Alaskan or have at least, I think if you're at least like a quarter or something, you can legally kill and eat seals if you want. But I knew a native. Like she was half native. Her dad was native, and so their family would do that, and they had what's called seal jerky. And I love beef jerky. Like, it's amazing. Seal jerky is like some of the worst stuff ever. Okay, I don't even know how to describe it other than it was like a car tire meets car oil. It was disgusting. It was like rubber and oil and like it was so bad. But like if you smoke stuff or make jerky out of stuff, like even salmon, like when they smoke it and it kind of tastes like jerky almost, like that's good. And I don't even like salmon that well. That was another fun fact, like a weird deal. I love fishing for it and I love doing the fishing, but I had to eat a lot of salmon. I had it for at least 15 meals that month, and I don't like it, even though it was fresh caught and the highest grade salmon in the world still.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It was nuts. But anyway, yes, that is the saga of my fishing.
Wow.
So what is your weirdest work experience? I know you haven't necessarily like...
Well, I think my weirdest job is pretty good.
Yeah?
I was the Chick-fil-A cow.
Yes, you were. I forgot about that.
I was the Chick-fil-A cow.
And it wasn't just like he worked at Chick-fil-A and he put the cow suit on. They literally hired him just to be the cow.
My only job
and
was to be the Chick-fil-A
didn't they consider like making you a normal worker, and then they're like, no, we're just gonna keep you being the cow.
So I was the Chick-fil-A cow for a couple months. It's like it didn't work like too terribly a lot, but I worked decently. And so I would go out and stand in front of the store for like 3 to 4 hours with my headphones like in, and then throw on this huge cow suit and just dance and just like stand for like hours. It was easy, but a job becomes hard when you're bored, because my job I have now, it's like 8 hours. And it feels not like 8 hours, but when you're only working 3 to 4 hours and it feels like 24 hours, that's not a fun job. But, so I went to events. Like one time I went to the YMCA and shot some basketball in the cow suit. I'm basically LeBron.
Oh, yeah.
So that was fun.
The Cavs keep asking him to come play.
Only in the cow suit, though. That's
exactly.
When I can turn it on.
Dude, imagine like you and Moondog. Have you seen their dog mascot? Like that's their. I don't know why they're the Cavaliers and their mascot's a dog, but he's called Moondog. You in the cow suit with Moondog? That'd be pretty cool for like a halftime show.
Cross them up.
Yeah.
Oh!
A little one-on-one cow and dog.
So, yeah, and then I went to like to the Shot and Scene Center, which for the one view.
Wait, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, for the Winter Jam.
I vaguely remember that now.
For the one viewer in Italy who doesn't know what I'm talking about, the Shot and Scene Center is like one of the biggest arenas in Columbus.
Yeah. The Michigan fans know because it's where you guys get beat in basketball.
Oh, got him. Anyway, so I was on stage at the Shot in front of thousands of people. Woo woo! In a cow suit. And I just waved to
That's
everyone.
the best. You can do whatever you want and you're still anonymous.
People were offering money to like dab. Like this when dabbing was a big thing. They're like, bro, dab up there, dab. I'm like, no. So that was fun. And like And then I would have to walk. Like, there's a huge line of, like, so many people waiting to get into this giant Christian concert, right? And the amount of people, like, I had to, like, take pictures with, and blah, 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 whatever. That's cool. Like, little kids tugging on my tail, whatever. The only thing that made me so mad is the people who thought they were so freaking funny. Like, I had steak for dinner. Ooh, I had a cheeseburger. Ooh, I love beef. Bro, shut up. Like, it wasn't funny. It never was funny. I don't know. It's just, when you hear that, like, 200 times in, like,
I agree.
one day.
It's not original, it's not clever, and it's not funny,
It
but
made
you
me
kind of
so
have
mad.
to blame Chick-fil-A because they beat the Eat More Chicken to death.
I don't know. I just wanted to, like, sock little Tommy for just, like, saying that to me and then running away to his dad. I'm like, bro, shut up.
Did you get any, like, old people say that? Cause
Oh, yeah, I got,
like
like,
an old person joke. Like,
no,
some
yeah.
old person thinks they're, like, so funny and just, like,
I got, like, the dads who thought they were popping. And, like,
yeah.
hey.
You should have just said they're called dad jokes for a reason.
I can't. You're not allowed to talk.
Really?
Yeah. You can't
So
talk.
you should have been like,
just give him the bird. Oh, I can't. I'm wearing hooves. It was hard to do anything. And, I had a cow handler, which is just someone holding my hand.
you had a cow
That's what they
handler?
call it.
Was that just for, like, the Schottenstein?
Yeah, for the events.
I was
people
gonna
are
say, like, you had a cow or a person holding your hand out in front of Chick-fil-A?
No. That they just left me alone. And so they offer me a full-time job, like, working in the kitchen. I'm like, sweet. I'm sick of being the freaking cow. And so I took that, and then, like, the main manager was like, no, we want to use the cow a lot more. So
Chick-fil-A rejected him in the kitchen in
Yeah.
order to keep him a cow.
And I'm like, bro. So I found a new job, and I'm like, I'm out. And then they offer me a kitchen job. I'm like, no, I'm out. I'm done with
Well,
it.
you should have said, well, what are you going to do? Rip it out from under me and make me the cow again?
Yeah, I'm like, it was stupid. But shout out to Chick-fil-A. They make some pretty dummy nice chicken.
They do.
But
They didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich.
and cow mascots.
Yes. I actually heard, I think on the radio, someone referred to them. I think it was like in a commercial or something, and they didn't want to get sued for using their name without, like, getting the licensing thing. So they're like, yeah, a certain place that didn't invent chicken, but the chicken sandwich. I'm like, okay. It's like, nice way around that one, bud.
If Chick-fil-A sues us for this, I mean, I don't care. It's worth it. It's my story, and I need it out there.
No.
I need my
quite.
story heard.
It's the obligatory. Chick-fil-A, don't sue us.
Please do it. I want to go to court and face those managers.
Well, the good thing is with the way our viewership's going, they'll never find out.
They'll never find out.
But yes.
And
So
funny fact, my next job after that was working, like, in a pizza shop, making pizzas and whatnot.
true.
I got paid more being the Chick-fil-A cow than I was doing actual work at the pizza shop.
Nice.
It was stupid. And
I went to that pizza shop, which will remain nameless,
Yeah.
one time.
because I don't want to get sued by them.
No, because I'm about to trash them. I went there one time, and it was terrible. The pizza was expensive. The sauce was watery. There was no... Derek didn't make this pizza, so, nothing on him.
I was on break.
There was, like, barely any cheese. They didn't have some of the toppings they said were going to be on it. The ones they had, literally, like, a large pizza. I think I had, like, sausage, and I counted 4 pieces of sausage on there.
Bro.
Like, it was literally, they got, like, to the end of everything and just, like, screw it. We're not going to open new packages. We're just going to screw this
That's
guy.
exactly what it was.
Yes.
And, like,
It was, like, $20.
I worked there for a year and a half, and, like, this is what we did, people. So,
Yes.
that was, like, towards the end of that job, I was so over it. It was not even funny.
Yeah.
I hated it with a burning passion, and I honestly feel like it depressed me as a person. just walking in the building
with a fire of 1,000 stars.
a fire of 1,000 pizza ovens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Burning inside your soul.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah, I bet.
I did like the people though.
It was what we like to call a soul-sucking experience.
Mm-hmm. Just like these podcasts, if you make it even 20 minutes into it.
Yes.
Hey, we're
at
20 minutes. I didn't even
this is where it starts.
This
going
is where your soul
drastically downhill.
So, we got any news, or we just gonna...
Womi looks like she might be having a soul-sucking experience as well. See.
Well, just by being your dog.
Harsh.
Our dogs at the Mets
that
house.
perked her up. Wait, there she is. There
For
she
the book,
is.
the book.
The pretty woman, yes. All right. I don't think she's gonna come over here and join me though. She's not a fan of trying to get on the chair. But she's a great dog, the best dog. But she's not quite a dog. She's more family.
I'm not even... Cool.
Fun fact. My the other night, unfortunately, my dad bumped his noggin and had to go to the emergency room. He ended up being okay. Everything's good. Just sore, taking pain meds and whatnot. But they had to do like CAT scan and x-rays and stuff. I messed up his wrist too. And he was laying there, and like it was kind of late at night, but I went over there, obviously. And he was like laying there in the bed, and the nurse was, I think, like getting some meds for him or something, and it was a guy, and he was in the room. And my dad like leans over to me, he's like, "How's my granddaughter doing?" And I was like, "Oh, she's pretty good." So I'm pretty sure the dude thought like I had an actual human child. But
He was talking about... I for some reason, I took the story as he had a bump on his head, and he just thought you had a granddaughter. I was like, bro, that is way more severe than you're making this.
No,
up.
no, that would be an issue.
I was just severely concerned for a second.
No, he was referring to my dog Riley, best dog in the world. But she's kind of like a kid to me, and my dad refers to her as nothing other than his granddaughter.
Okay. I'm glad we cleared that up. Yeah, I was about to go home to my mom and be like, "Mom, we need to like get a dinner over there ASAP."
It might be his last. No.
Bro, we need some pizza from the pizza shop we won't name.
Right. No, we want high quality stuff for the last meal. Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah, Chick-fil-A. Bank Barrel.
Yes. No, hey.
Bank
A little close.
But
all right,
legally they can't do shoot to us.
Can't do jack.
Or
no, but along the lines of trashing their pizza and
the sauce made my
everything.
stomach hurt.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't eat it.
It didn't make my stomach hurt because it was mostly water that time.
But
I swear they literally like had some at the bottom of the can and put water in it and mixed it around to make it last.
I can't I don't remember anyone doing that.
Yeah, but you were on break. I think they're like, the one guy that actually cares about quality is gone. Let's do this real quick.
No, that was not me.
In the beginning, you might have.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but
that was in the begining.
Yeah.
Towards the end, it had sucked your soul. So
Yeah.
At that point, no conscience.
There would be times where I would take a handful of meats and go into the freezer and eat them because I'd be working 8 to
you could have worked for
shifts.
Arby's. We've got the meats.
And so I was just eating the meats in the freezer, and this guy walks in, and I'm like, "Oh,
in
crap."
the freezer,
Yeah, dude.
Why didn't you hide in the cooler somewhere that you wouldn't freeze your butt off just to eat meat?
And so anyway, I'm eating it, and this guy walks in there, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, I only come in here to eat sausage." I'm like, "Well, boy, me too." So we had a sausage party.
In the freezer. 2 guys met in the... Nope, I'm not. I've got to move on from
Can
that.
this be the title of the episode, Sausage Party?
But is that copyright issues?
No. You can use two words. Okay, you need to refresh on your copyrights and your Super Bowl ability.
I don't even know.
Because I'm pretty sure you can mention stuff without getting screwed
probably
over.
Well, and you can have certain things with the same name. So all right, I guess we can do it. Anyway, yes. But speaking of trashing things, so we had our last podcast on Sunday, but we ended the podcast just before it started. A certain somebody. If you can't tell, that is a Cavs pennant. Trashed. Who did they trash, Zerg? In fact, the team that they beat was the top in the East, but as a result of that loss,
the Celtics.
The Celtics, no longer the top in the East. Which was actually kind of cool because, Kyrie went there and everybody's like, oh, they're doing so much better. They were better, blah, blah, blah. And then with the players that we got, you're like, oh, they won the Kyrie trade, whatever. But then with those players that we got, we traded them out, got these new players, and then we went and trashed the Celtics. And the crazy thing, did you watch some of that game? Because I actually had it on. Yeah, the crazy thing about it is with the team before, like the first half of the season, there didn't seem to be much chemistry at all. And then they shipped out half their team, got all these new guys. They'd only been there a couple days, their first game together, and they had so much chemistry. I'm like, oh, it's going to take them a little while to build the chemistry and figure out how players work. But, like, did you see that at all? Like, where, like, one time Jordan Clarkson, who that was his first game, he nails a three-pointer, and LeBron and all the guys on the bench are, like, linked arms, and they're going nuts, and they're, like, running out on the floor, like, oh! And I'm just like... And they're having fun and they're joking and they're like hugs and that like they make one basket and they're like hugging each other and I'm like, dude, this is like, I know it's early, it's way early, but this is like a good sign.
I'll go give you my 2 pennies
things
here.
To come. Yes. I might upgrade them to nickels if they're good.
It's everyone's like, oh, they're back, they're gonna win the East, yeah, bro. It's been one game.
Well, regular season, I still don't think they're gonna win the East. But playoffs, I definitely do. Playoffs.
So we have 30 minutes till the next game.
Yeah, they're actually, and they've won the last 3 games. They beat the Timberwolves in the game. It was before the trade, but they beat the Timberwolves, and it took them 140 points to beat the Timberwolves. They only beat them by 1 point. It was 140 to 139, I believe. So they had to score 140 just to beat him, which was nuts. So they beat them, and then when they did the trade, it was basically, it really wasn't LeBron in the G League. It was LeBron and the leftovers, the people that, because like Korver had a big game, Jeff Green had a big game, Chetty Osman. But they actually ended up beating the Hawks, which the Hawks aren't that good. But then they trashed the Celtics, and tonight, do you know who they're playing?
OKC.
Yeah, Thunder. So if they do win this, they'll have...
Wait, can we go back? Can you ask me that again?
But it's... Yes. Who are they playing?
KFC. Oh, got him.
First of all, lame joke. Second of all, even more lame because it took you a retake. I
had a retake to do it.
But no, I mean, I'm not saying they necessarily, they definitely will win the game or anything. But, because they're at OKC and OKC is doing really well, as well as I believe they had Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony out for a little bit, but they're getting them back for this game.
Your dog was going for your nothing.
Oh, she's just sniffing it.
No, sure. Until she tears it to shreds.
Anyway, he's actually talking about the wrist brace that I have to take to my dad this evening. But if they do beat the Thunder, they'll have won 4 games in a row. 3 of those games will be with like good teams, teams that are probably in like the top 10 in the NBA. So that would be like a really good sign if they're able to do that. Even if they don't end up winning, hopefully it'll be like a close game. But I do look for them to carry their momentum a little bit. I think it'll be interesting, too, to see because the starting lineup's going to change. The schemes are going to change just a little bit. I think it's going to be interesting because Kevin Love's probably only going to come back like a couple games, no more than like 5 or 10, but maybe just like 2 or 3 games before the playoff starts. So
I think Kevin Love is overrated for the little I know.
No, I think he's actually underrated because since he's been on the Cavs, everybody's like, oh, yeah, not even a star or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But he's really good. Like, and this year he's kind of turned the corner and gotten back. Not quite to the form that he was in Minnesota. I don't think he'll ever get back. And I mean, maybe he'll be as valuable and as good, but I don't know if he'll get back to those numbers just because he was the only good person on that team. But he's dangerous.
I only watched during like the finals, and now because of this, I'm starting to watch more. But like
the final,
the finals last year was kind of sucky for him.
Yeah, it wasn't, but the whole team. It wasn't all that great for, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was just the Thunder's year, but I mean, you've got. The year before we beat them in the finals, but they'd set the record for the most wins, and then you add Kevin Durant to that team.
You mean the Warriors? You said Thunder.
Yeah, I meant the Warriors.
That's always the Warriors here. Okay, here's another topic. You see that they had the Draymond Green coach like the game last night against Phoenix.
No, I didn't see that
because it's like Phoenix lost by like 40 points.
Yeah.
And so they had Draymond coaching because he's out or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and
he was mean. They've other players have done that. The Cavs have actually had a few like veteran players that if they're out, they'll be kind of like an assistant coach for.
No, he was like straight up coaching, like had the clipboard and.
Yeah, but he's still an assistant. Steve Kerr's still the coach.
Well, yeah, but like.
Right. Yeah, they'll do that. Peyton Manning did that when he was down like later in his career too, like in the NFL. I know it's a different sport, but.
People were like, "Bro, that was so disrespectful just because you were winning." Blah blah blah. Just don't lose.
I know that's the thing. Like if you don't want to if you suck enough to get blown out, you take what's coming to you. Although speaking of that, holy crap, I can't remember who UConn played, but it was the UConn women's team, which I don't know if I don't really follow. I don't follow women's college basketball very much at all. Other than to know that the Buckeyes have a girl named Kelsey Mitchell who's apparently broken like all the records. But also, like if you know anything, just one thing about women's college basketball, which is pretty much me, UConn is exceptionally dominant. Like they went on a streak where they won over 100 straight games. And it was broken like a year ago or something. But yeah, they're crazy. They beat a team just recently. They beat a team 120-something to 40-something. Over 80-point victory. Like, it was nuts. And it was another Division I women's team. I forget who it was. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's just, like, between the best and the worst in women's college. Like, in the NBA, I mean, you have the best of the best in the world. So it's kind of like the NFL, maybe a little less so, but it's kind of like the NFL that even the bad teams, on any given night, any team can win. In college basketball, like men's college basketball, the gap's bigger, like between the really small schools or whatever. But you got small schools that can still beat the big schools and still upset. I mean, they had the Wichita State, made it to the Final Four. They called them the Cinderella teams. So there's still that ability. But like when you get to women's college basketball, it gets vast. I mean, between the best and the worst teams, the difference is just huge. I mean, most of the time, like in men's college basketball, you can't even score 80 points, let alone beat a team by 80 points.
Yeah. I feel like they need to advertise it more, like women's anything, because it's just like I don't know if I've ever seen a WNBA game on TV.
They do televise them some, but.
Like if they want the exposure, which I'm sure they would.
Right, but the TV thing's all about ratings too, and it doesn't bring that good of ratings.
Because they don't advertise it.
I mean, that might be part of it.
If they had some household names like LeBron or like Curry or anyone in
Lisa
the NBA.
Leslie.
See,
she doesn't play anymore, but she was.
Aaron Kraft.
Yeah. Aaron Kraft in drag. Hey, don't knock his identity.
Bro, I did see something today. Bless you. I thought you were about to sneeze.
You were pre-blessing me.
Yeah. I did see something today in Texas. This transgender woman's wrestler, is about to get hers or his, whatever you want to call it.
Transgender women, like, does that mean like the person now identifies as a woman?
Yeah.
Okay. So man
has her second title.
But that's just stupid.
I
mean,
know.
guys,
And you look at
like
the
our
picture,
muscle mass and the formation of our muscles and stuff is different, like to where you have a severe biological advantage.
bro. When you look at the pictures of of the podium,
Yeah.
it's great. Like, it just looks like a guy,
Right.
and like I'm like, as to be a woman, like there's a reason why we separate it.
Yeah.
It's because it's impossible.
That's like me being like, you know what? I don't feel that smart and like I grew up, so I'm gonna go play in a middle school league. Like, and I know people are gonna get upset, like a guy playing in a girls is not the same as like playing in middle, but for me it is because I'm not athletic. Like,
Yeah.
I just like it's basically like me being like, look, I can't compete. Like, even if I went on an intramural like adult league, let's say I want to do soccer or basketball, I personally wouldn't be very good. So in order to do good and to feel good about myself, I literally myself, Daniel Green, would have to go to a middle school league to dominate and look really good. So like that's basically what it is. It's like, oh well, I can't quite make it as a male, so I'm gonna go do the female. And I know if anybody gets mad out there, like, I'm sorry, but for sports and with physical stuff, guys are faster, they're stronger. It just is the way it is.
Like, purely just sports. This is like, I'm not getting into like the politics of it. Like,
right.
Purely just sports. Wouldn't you want to face like an actual like person of your same gender? Like, why?
Well, unless, but
if
like
I
said,
I was the second place girl, I'd be like, come on, like I got robbed. Like, I've been working for so long.
Right, but you can't say that because that would be mean and that would be bigoted and
it's just, it's like the UFC.
That'd be discriminating.
No, was it
against
the UFC fighter who's the same thing? It's just the UFC.
Yeah, the Fallon Fox.
Yeah. Bro,
broke a girl's jaw.
Like,
I'm like, dude,
it's just not
jump
fair.
in, like, seriously, jump into the ring with the dudes.
Yeah, with like Connor.
Yeah,
like,
or like she was like heavyweight too, I believe. So, you know, you could put her in with like the Brock Lesnar. Now that was an awesome thing. Like the dude's WWE fake wrestling, everything scripted, and he goes to the UFC and like freaking beats real UFC fighters. I'm like, what the heck?
But
he's a good grappler. But yeah, I mean, like throw her in with him or with what's that guy's name? The crap. I need to get better on my UFC names. But like one of the Gracies or whatever.
I'm just gonna segue to this topic.
Yeah.
You talked about WWE to UFC. Let's talk about UFC to WWE.
Oh, who might we be talking about?
Not girl Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I hate her so much. And the fact,
bro, undefeated, top of the world. Like, oh my gosh, could she beat guys?
She was
like
a household name.
Yeah,
kind of. I mean, UFC, it's kind of rare to have a household name.
Yeah, but no, I mean, she was like as famous as guys, basically.
Yeah,
like,
she was huge.
Yeah, and they were saying, will a girl ever be able to beat her? I think she'll just go undefeated her whole career. And they're like, I think she's so good, she might be able to like take out some of the guys and whatever, and blah blah blah. And then she loses that, and they're like, okay, but that was like a style. She's a little shorter. She's better once she gets you on the ground. And so they got, what was the girl's name
that the first time?
Yeah.
Holly Holmes.
Yeah. Holly Holmes. Yeah. And but she could keep her at bay, and she got her with the kicks and the punches. But then, I think then she won the next one, but then she lost, and then she lost again, and then she just fell. Just completely fell from grace, and now she has to do fake wrestling.
The thing is that the first loss was devastating for her. She went suicidal. She
did not know how to lose. Holy
She
crap.
did not know how to lose. And if you're going into something like that where you're going to be known for winning, You have to.
But I honestly think she might have bought her own hype and just thought she'd never lose.
Never lose. And that's why I hated her, is because...
I mean, I don't hate her, but I definitely didn't admire her or respect her a whole ton at that point.
Yeah. And so, well, homie's doing WWE, and I like to throw out that I have no respect for WWE at all. I don't find it entertaining at all. Shout out to my sister who's been getting into WWE for whatever reason. I don't know.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, but probably because of Nolan.
No, Cindy.
Oh, well, that's because of her boyfriend.
Shout out Cindy, I love you. But dude, WWE.
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't understand at all. But to each his or her own. So have fun, whatever floats your boat, and just keep on going down that river.
Yeah, I'm not a fan though.
No. Also, speaking of sports, this time real sports.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I mean that's closer to like a play.
Show, yeah.
That's why she's into it, because she's in theater. Like she does play acting, so that's probably why she's into it. She's like, oh, whatever. But they're like the worst actors ever.
You go for the most artsy thing on earth, and then you go to like where all like the rednecks and like, yeah.
if you combine the worst sport with the worst acting, you get the WWE.
That's just so stupid.
Yeah, but hey,
people love it. It makes money.
It tickles certain people's fancy. But like I said, this time real sports. There's a little something called the Winter Olympics going on, and a couple friends on Facebook that actually lived in Korea for a little bit got upset, and apparently Pyeongchang is not how you say it. It's actually Pyeongchang. Pyeongchang is the real way to say it, I guess. So we will honor that, Korea.
Of the South?
Yes, of the South variety. North, we don't care about you. No. People, I feel really bad.
Don't nuke us.
Dude, we'll blast it out of the sky.
Well,
Trump's button's bigger.
Ew, I don't like
No,
that.
he said that. He's like, I got a bigger button than you. He like called out Kim Jong-un. But his thing is basically saying I have more and better missiles than you.
Well,
and we will like blast you into non-existence if you try anything. Which is good. Like we talked about it before. We need someone with a backbone, someone who's tough. But anyway, moving on from North Korea. No, I actually feel terrible for the people in North Korea.
Wait, can we talk about something real quick about North Korea?
Their dictator's a maniac.
Did you see their cheerleaders? Did you see that whole thing?
No, honestly, I don't even think they should be allowed at the Olympics.
The left has gone from hating North Korea to loving them.
What?
They have these cheerleaders who were like cheering them and like did like their synchronized whatever.
Yeah.
And like Kim Jong-un's sister, they're like raving how she's stealing the Olympics from Mike Pence and like how she
Are you serious?
Yeah, look it up. Like honestly, look it up on my laptop.
Can I that right there?
Where are you?
On the yellow, the minimize.
No.
Or we could go up there.
Oh my goodness.
It's been a while since I've worked with a Mac. Okay, there we go.
So anyway, just look up North Korea's sister, Kim Jong-un's sister, or whatever.
Okay.
But anyway, they're like hyping them up, and like I don't know, it's crazy. I don't know how we got into this, but they're...
this point, yeah.
I don't know, but like they're basically talking about North Korea in a positive light, and like kind of smacking down Mike Pence with it and like whatnot.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Here, I can find something. Just talk about something.
Jeez, I don't even know how to work this thing. Anyway, no, that's the article I want to see, though.
This? Or
yeah,
this?
No, that one right
there.
there.
This is one I saw.
All right, fine, whatever.
It's CNN. We love you, CNN.
Jong-un's sister is stealing the show at the winter. Seriously? And they blast Pence for being a Christian and say he's like mentally ill.
And so basically what happened, it's playing audio. Ugh, I don't like that. So Pence sat down, or is still sitting, for North Korea's like anthem.
Yeah.
And then they're like, wow, Mike Pence, are you kidding? Like, you're going to sit, how disrespectful. When the same people saying that won't even stand for our anthem.
Right.
Bro, how about you shut up?
Well, we should, for a regime that murders and starves its own children.
They
and like,
starve, they have
or
death
their
camps.
Own citizens.
Yeah, like,
that's crazy.
There's no good reason for him to stand up.
Right.
Basically, they're just praising her.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why. It's stupid. North Korea, Ivanka's Trump.
Kim Yo-jong is her name.
But apparently. I'm not a fan. But in this video of like these synchronized clappers, one of them messes up. And like she goes the wrong way. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, the last you see of her.
I was going to say, oh boy.
She's a goner.
Right. She better defect at the Olympics.
This guy's weird.
Serious? Okay, well, got it. That's good. Okay. So anyway, if I did want to cut straight to the facts, it wouldn't be with him. Anyway, yeah, no, it's but the Winter Olympics, the latest count that I saw, which obviously the Winter Olympics not near as popular as the Summer Olympics.
It is more,
but
like you can die easily, like.
Right.
Like, it's way more extreme. Like, instead of, like, running on a track, you go from, like, icy sled hill bomb thing.
Yeah. Well, they got the luges. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
the bobsledding. We are from Jamaica. We're on a bobsled team. If anybody's ever seen the movie Cool Runnings, awesome. Shout out to that movie and the story as well. It was about a Jamaican bobsled team, which is just crazy.
I'm pretty sure the women's Jamaican bobsled team was this year.
Oh, really?
The first time.
Nice. But anyway, so the medal count, the USA is down a little bit from the other countries, but the country right now, I mean, as last I saw, like obviously they're on a different time zone, so it could actually be changing right now, but last I saw, the team or the country with the most golds was Germany. They have 5 gold medals right now. And the country with the most total is Norway with 11 total medals, which I know like that's an early, like obviously there's probably better updates now, but that was the last I saw. And then the one crazy thing yet? No, I don't think so. But I think the biggest USA story is the Chloe Kim. Have you heard of her?
Is that the snowboarder?
Yeah, she's the woman snowboarder. She won gold. Apparently
17?
by a large. Yeah, but she's only 17 years old. But the crazy thing is, she lives. Well, I think she actually lives in Las Vegas, which is a very warm climate. You wouldn't think but she probably practiced at some indoor facility. And she's from like California, but she's 17 years old and she either has her own apartment or owns her own home, and she like lives completely on her own, and she's just like, I don't know, it's crazy. But she I guess she tweeted like right before her event that she should have finished her breakfast sandwich because she was really hungry.
Yeah, and I guess like she wanted ice cream and wanted some churros, like calm down her nerves or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you do you. I don't.
Exactly.
If you want your churros, you can go get some. You're an Olympian. So,
right.
You're basically a god.
A champion.
I've never been that hyped on the Olympics, though.
No, but like in ancient Greece, though, if you won the Olympics, dude, you were set for life, bro. You didn't have to pay taxes.
It's like the Hunger Games.
You didn't have to pay taxes for the rest of your life. And you won like actual gold, and like it was crazy. I can't remember all the stuff, but it was like, it was nuts. Plus, they ran the races in the buff. They played most of the games in the buff.
Cool.
/ birthday suits. But yeah, so and like you were saying, like how people were trashing Pence. Speaking of the hatred for this administration, apparently within like the past couple days, I forget her first name, but Trump Jr., his wife actually had to go to the hospital because somebody sent a letter to their house and it had white powder in it. So obviously they thought maybe it was like anthrax. So they took her to the hospital and like did tests and whatnot. They found out it wasn't harmless, or it wasn't harmful. It was harmless. But there was like a note in it that said that something about like how he's gonna get his, and he's like this awful person and whatever and blah blah blah. And it's just, I mean, on either side, I don't get it. Like, I don't get why people think that kind of stuff's a good idea and why they get that.
See, that's what
crazy,
I worry about.
Wound up in hate, like that much hatred.
I could open up a letter at work and poof.
Poof. That's why I said, don't open up the people's mail. Federal offense.
I have to.
Yeah, I know. You're like authorized or whatever. Still.
I pull out my badge. I'm like, sir, I'm a mail clerk. Please step back.
I'm authorized.
I'm
trained for this.
If
it does happen, it's been nice knowing you.
No, I'm down. I'll snort it.
Sir, that was anthrax, not cocaine. Oh, crap.
I think either way would be, oh, crap.
Probably. I would definitely guess that.
Sir, that wasn't cocaine. That was anthrax. I need to get all of it.
Might as well go out in style.
Throw a couple Tide Pods
at that point, yeah, I'd say give me all you can because I need to go as fast as possible. Because
start eating.
I don't even remember
Tide
what
Pods.
it does. I know it's like a really bad
Look it up.
death.
Google images. Is it really bad?
Yeah. It like I think it like rips out your respiratory system or whatever.
Oof.
Do you know, like, when they had that thing where anthrax was being sent to people and it was, like, this huge scare and everybody's freaking out? Do you, like, I believe, I'll have to, I guess, look it up to see, but...
My bad.
I believe when they tracked it down and figured out, like, who was doing that, it was actually a guy that... Because anthrax started to come about a little bit and they thought it was going to be an issue. So this guy worked for, I think, years, and, like, basically his life's work was coming up with the antidote for it. But then it just wasn't a threat anymore, so he couldn't really make any money. So he started sending that to, like, drum up business.
He started sending
He'd send it to, like, to make a huge scare to drum up business so people would buy his antidote.
Bro, savage.
Right? I think it got him, like, life in jail, but, you know.
Bro, dude's trying to hustle. You gotta respect the hustle, Dan.
No, not killing other people.
Bro, images.
Okay, so I'm going to read this. This is from livescience.com. The bacteria themselves aren't what sickens and kills. It's the toxins the bacteria produce. So I guess the bacteria comes in, it sits there for a while, and it ends up making toxins. A doctor can treat a patient with antibiotics and kill the anthrax bacteria. Antibiotics are very effective against the infection, but the toxins the bacteria made remain in the body. Okay, so if you get it fast enough, it'll kill the bacteria and it'll be fine. But if it's made the toxins already, you're pretty much screwed. And they continue damaging the cells as time goes on.
Hit images. I'm trying
Apparently
not to sleep tonight.
It damages the liver and the heart.
Oh, so it's nothing outside the body.
No.
Oof.
But wow. Whoa. No, I think it does do some stuff to the outside of the body, unless these are just unrelated images.
How to survive.
Oh, man.
That's gross. Ooh.
Do you think you can put this up on Instagram?
No, I'd like to. No, I'm not putting that up on Instagram.
Well, we need them to see what we're seeing.
Bro, they can look it up.
This is anthrax.
This
is anthrax at work, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not throwing that up on
Instagram.
Gross.
But anyway, yeah.
We have a decent amount of followers on Instagram.
Nice. I'm glad.
135 the last time I checked.
Boom. I like it.
Big Nut City.
Okay.
You
Yeah. No. So I have to also give a Rubik's Cube update. So I have solved it several more times, but I'm still having to look up the past. So I'm trying to get to where I've memorized all the algorithms and know when to do it and kind of do it without ever looking anything up. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Would you?
But
Rubik's Cube competition. You in?
In 6 months, yes.
Why that long?
Because I got to work my way up to it. Bro, I'm woefully inadequate at this point.
Bro, we need content.
But we will do that, and we will track my success or lack thereof.
Content, eh?
Yes. I wanted to talk about, we're wanting to add regular segments to the show. So we have decided to add one that we aren't 100% sure what we're going to name it, but right now the name is Food Wars. And what we're going to do is we're going to find, and if you guys have suggestions, let us know or whatever, but we're going to find a restaurant around the Columbus area that preferably neither one of us have ever been to before, but at least one of us hasn't. Okay, dude. Anyway, we're going to do that, and then we're going to ask the staff when we get there what the best menu items are, and we're going to find the two most mentioned items, maybe even before we get there, we know, the two items that they're most known for and that they do the best. We're going to buy those. We're going to get them to go. We're going to bring them here, and then, I'll try half of one, half of the other. He'll try half of one and half of the other, and we are going to have them battle it out and decide what is the absolute best item at that restaurant.
I'm down.
And we're going to do that once a month.
Or we get some hot wings and just eat them.
Well, we do that too, but we're going to do different food contest stuff like that. But we're going to have them battle out, and we are going to tell you this restaurant, great restaurant or not so great, but either way, best menu item, this. Definitively what we say goes. So now, speaking of segments, it is time for Fun Facts with Dan and Zarek. Like I've said before, I look up the facts. I also do the research to make sure they're true.
No one cares for research.
As well as I pose them as questions. And last time, I believe, you eked it out at the end because it was your second guess, but I didn't tell you. I can't even remember what it was.
Nope.
But you did. You got it. So your streak is still alive. Every single time Zarek has gotten at least one question right, usually just one, sometimes two. So he's going to try to keep that alive now and not let it die. So, yes. We are.
Shout out to my mom for giving me that good knowledge.
Yeah. Mama K. Top dog. Okay, so here's this one.
Shout out to the sidewalks for keeping me off the streets. 6th grade jokes. My name Jeff.
What company owns Orbitz and Trivago? Do you know what Orbitz and Trivago are? They're the websites where it's basically like a
travel.
Yeah,
thing.
where you can book
I
your
thought
travel,
Orbitz
your
was
airfare. Orbit.
Oh, okay.
But Orbitz, it's very popular.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it you can do your flight, your airfare, your hotel.
This isn't an ad.
Yes. But anyway, the same company owns both of those.
Okay. That's weird.
Right.
What company?
What is the company?
Have I heard of the company?
Yes, you have.
Facebook.
No.
That's always a go-to.
Right? Yeah. No.
Amazon.
No, here's the crazy thing about it. Amazon, Google, those, they own tons of companies. Expedia.
Is that another?
Yes, Expedia. It's a huge popular one, right?
Bro, what a
No.
technique.
Expedia owns Expedia.com.
Yeah.
They own Hotels.com, Hotwire.com, Trivago, Travelocity, and Orbitz. The only big name one they don't own, as far as I can tell, is Priceline.
Bro,
they have the whole. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to this one and I'm going to that one and I'm comparing. It's all the same freaking company. And no, I looked it up.
Is that totally legally?
True. Expedia Incorporated owns them all.
Could you legally do that?
Apparently so, because they're doing it.
bro, that's a little redundant.
Yeah.
Like I thought they all compete with each other.
That's how you build a monopoly, I guess.
That is, yeah, in this day and age, dude, that is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts.
Big nut.
Okay, so what is the most popular grocery item sold at Walmart? Like, what food is sold more than any other food at Walmart?
Like, is it a fruit or something?
It may or may not be. I cannot give that away, sir.
Bananas?
All right, nice try, but I didn't know you somehow figured this out beforehand.
What?
You looked at it or something. You saw me looking
Is
it
it banana?
up. You saw me looking it up before.
No, I honestly didn't.
Is it really? Like, you promised me right now.
100%.
Between me, the viewers, and God.
Yes. No,
You had no clue.
I had no clue.
Boom, it was bananas.
Why?
Boom, keeping your streak alive. Keeping it alive, baby.
No, that's insulting. Like, the one time I get it, you're like, nope.
But the way you did it, no, because you've gotten at least one every time. Just the way you did it seemed like you were trying too hard to make it seem like
No,
you didn't know.
because I was like, either apples or bananas, but bananas, like, I don't know. I went bananas.
That's crazy. This is a 2-part question, and you have to get both parts for it to count. Are there sunsets on Mars? Yes or no?
Are there sunsets on Mars?
Yes.
No.
Yes, there are sunsets. It's a planet. It revolves around the sun. There's sunsets on Mars.
Oh, okay.
So, even if you can get the second part out. Yeah, okay.
Because I was...
So, our sunsets, obviously, they change color or whatever, but they're mostly like orangish red, right? What color are the sunsets on Mars?
Well, the last time I went to Mars, they were purple.
Pretty close.
SpaceX,
baby.
Is it purple?
Go to Mars. No, it's blue.
Oh.
The sunsets are blue on Mars. I kind of want to see that. Well, I've seen it in pictures, I guess, when I was looking this up. But, okay, so here's one for you. You are wanting to get into the audio and film. So when they talk about like they'll say, hey, I just shot some footage or I got some footage.
Yeah.
Why do they call it footage?
No, I don't know.
Because the original 35 millimeter tape, they would actually measure it in feet. And so because you could unwind the tape.
Yeah.
And it would actually be measured, like how much you captured would be measured about how many feet of tape you had. And so they just stuck with that. See, as far as
my generation, we don't use that. We just use our phones.
Right. But you'll still say I got footage, like
you're
actually shooting it.
Interesting.
Fun facts.
That's gonna be like.
So
that's gonna be like a question like a professor asks, like in the beginning of a course.
Boom, and you'll get it,
bro. Right here.
Like, Dan prepared me. Okay, so this is the last one, and we'll see if you can get 2 because you, like the first 1 or 2 times you got 2 right, and then so far you've been eking out just 1 each time, and you have not gotten 2 again. So let's see if you can pull this off and get 2. In 2005,
I was live.
Mark Zuckerberg had just created Facebook, and he basically just started it. And at that point, it was pretty much exclusively college students that used it. But he had some meetings and different, but it was early in 2005 because actually later in 2005, other stuff happened. But he had a meeting and he actually tried to sell Facebook. If you can get either one of these right, I'll give it to you. Who was he in talks with and did he try to sell it to? And then these people actually turned him down. But who did he try to sell it to and how much did he try to sell it for?
Okay, well, I never saw that movie. I'm sure it was in that movie.
I haven't seen the movie either.
Amazon.
No.
Was Amazon even a thing then?
Yes, but it was pretty much just books at that time.
Oh. Google. I don't know.
No, MySpace. Because MySpace was the king at that time.
That's weird.
How much were they talking about? And then MySpace actually ended up turning him down ultimately.
7,500.
The 75 is right, but it was 75 million.
For real?
Yeah, I mean it's worth over 100 billion now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, $75 million.
I hate Mark Zuckerberg.
Man,
Homie's an alien. He's
freakishly smart though.
Elon is
Elon all the way.
Yeah, for sure.
SpaceX, Tesla,
bro. His
whatever that tube thing is.
Hyperloop. But he's also involved in this AI,
flamethrowers.
This AI, artificial intelligence, basically like.
Dude, he should make an AI named Elon Jr.
Basically like he's
just call him Junior for short.
He's making real advances with like AI and whatnot. Homie's calling for regulation. Like he's like, we don't want this to get out of hand because of like it could get real bad. So we
don't want an AI army taking us over.
We need to regulate this. So
AI, for anybody that doesn't know, artificial intelligence, robots. What?
I already said it.
Oh, well, I didn't pay attention.
But when Elon Musk said we need to put some regulation on some AI, we need to. But Mark Zuckerberg's over here, nah, we need to let it flow and blah blah blah. Here's my theory. Homie's actually a robot, and he's trying to take over the world.
I don't think he's a robot, and I actually would kind of side with Mark Zuckerberg because when in doubt, I'm for less regulation.
Yeah, until it takes over your life.
Okay, but I think we'll be all right for a while.
For a while, until Terminator 3 happens.
Well, anyway, that is it for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. What am I supposed to smell your feet to end it or something?
My name is Eric, and that is Daniel, and this has been the D&Z Show.
Yes.
You can check us out on YouTube at D&Z Podcast for all your amazing talks with video.
Where else can they check us out, Zarek?
If you don't want the video, you can do iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and that's it.
Yeah, iTunes, Google Play, and SoundCloud for now. Which is when you do the audio, that is great for work, driving, and relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
All modes of life.
Yeah, I mean, share us. I won't beat the whole sharing thing again
until we get more on our game.
But we really need more listeners.
We do. Tell your friends. Tell your relatives.
Tell your enemies. We weren't going to beat it. We weren't going to beat it, but here you are, beating it.
No, I could be talking about physically telling. Like, hey, check out the D&Z Show.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Come on, Zach. Come with me. Listen to this. All right. Anyway, it's been great. Thank you very much. Also, you might want to turn on the TV and check out the Cavs game because it started like 10 minutes ago, which is what I'm going to be doing while Zarek edits this. So, yes. Thank you, and as always, have a good night.
I love you, Brian Ream.
B-boy.
Brian Ream, can you hit the space bar? No, you have to click on... No, bro.